How we doing on this beautiful Wednesday? Today is beautiful Wednesday. Palantir here. They earnings calls, and of course the stock went up. Y'all gotta understand. Last year I had done a video, I think in November, December, somewhere right around there, where I told you that by October I expect Palantir to be around 180. I think I told y'all 180 from the video. And for Rocket Lab, what was we at for Rocket Lab? I don't remember, but all the stocks that went up. So for the people that held long enough, you should have doubled and tripled your money. That's just stock market. That's just how the stock market works. You know, I've been asked to stop talking about the black issues in this YouTube realm of things, in this trucking industry. Stop identifying just blacks. Why I don't talk about the white side of YouTube and what they got going on over there. Well, I do subscribe to a lot of white truck drivers. It's just none of them have any drama going on, so there's nothing to talk about. But matter of fact, a lot of them making a hell of a lot of money off this YouTube, if you ask me. Especially that dude with the 379 with all the chrome on the dash, got the I don't think it's a 360 camera, but got the camera on the passenger seat where he just be shifting in traffic with the CB radio going. I watch him a lot. Then I watch Make Sense and some of the other guys. It's just they not drama-filled channels. Unless I want to watch Bonehead Trucker, that's about the only way I'm gonna get some drama on that side. But okay, I'll stop talking about the black issues, and I removed that video, so it ain't on YouTube no more. Then I took down the Trickio video where I said, you know, I was talking about one man in Fargo. Removed that video too. So a lot of you guys are wondering about my audio. Say, Andrew, man, when you go to Dr. SoCal channel, man, you got perfect audio. We come over here, it's trash. What is the reason why, guys? My headset busted. It broke, you see? It broke. See that? It broke. This is my headset that I use for truck driving. I think this is the Blue Tiger. But it broke. Therefore, I do have another headset, but it doesn't have noise cancellation. So depending on when I'm on StreamYard, where I'm at, y'all may hear a lot of wind and it may sound bad in the background. I gotta get a new headset, so that's the situation with that. Now that we got all that out the way, oh, and yes, I resubscribed back over to Trickio, so I'll be back over there. So it's okay, guys. I was only gone for a couple of days. I was hoping that you guys change the subject from the Coco situation to the freaking all the other stuff, you know, all the other stuff, you know. I know y'all were obsessed with what Coco got going on, and you know, over in her world, it's the exact opposite. She used to tell me all the time, why are these guys so obsessed with you? I used to tell her, I don't know. I don't know why they're obsessed with me. That's what she used to say for real. And I ain't got no answer for it. Because on my side is, you guys are obsessed with her. The guys over there are obsessed with me. I'm just a regular person. Some of you guys like, man, these guys think they famous. I don't think I'm famous. I'm just a regular person. I'm just as broke as you. Just as broke. I'm not in the music industry. I'm not no NASCAR driver, no football player, nothing like that. I'm just a regular old truck driver. Take pictures with people every now and then if they want some, if they ask me. But I ain't gonna be, I don't go around asking people for pictures. But anyways, yeah, we got all that out the way. I just ordered a brand new ELD today. I know, right? I finally wasted money on the ELD. And boy, it was a tough decision. That damn ELD been in the car for 2 weeks. They've been blowing my phone up, emailing me. Vladimir just been blowing my phone up. I finally gave in this morning. You know, I was between a bunch of different ELDs, but the thing about me, my truck is ELD exempt. I got a 1997, so my truck don't require ELDs. However, I'm not good at paper loads. Not that I care about laws at all, you know. Be honest, from the last, I don't know, since 2018 to now, I ain't ran no laws. So, you know, it is, I have a log when I get pulled over, I have a log. because I can make a log and just like that. But other than that, I got logs, guys. Don't. I got logs. Good God Almighty! I know somebody will go out there and try. Oh man, I can make a log like. No, you can't. You cannot make a log that quick. But man, I was between a bunch of different ELDs, and I finally gave in to HOS 24/7. That's the name of the ELD device I went with. HOS 24/7. Go to Google, type that in, and that's what I use. They was cheap. $121 is what I spent in the card, and then it's $25 a month. It's gonna do my ELD tracking. I'm an ELD, tracking all that good stuff. And the only reason I have to get an ELD is because this trucking industry is constantly changing, and it's kind of difficult to book loads with brokers without an ELD device. So I had to come up with an ELD. A lot of y'all want to know why I ain't with OTR and all that. It's because of this ELD situation, man. For the most part, JB Hunt, TQL, those two don't require ELDs, but a lot of these brokers I done called, even to do just local work around here, they are required this ELD, and I ain't got it. They ain't got it. So I said, you know what, if I got to pay for an ELD, I need the same ELD service that Vladimir used. So I just called Vladimir. I said, hey, Vladimir, I need the same ELD that you guys use up there in Chicago. I know it's a bunch of options up there, but I need one of them options. Give me the one that give me all, I want all the features that's the cheapest, because I'm broke. I ain't trying to pay no $1,000 a day and $75 a week and nothing like that. So Vladimir said, well, we got just what you're looking for. We got a couple of options, and by the way, we don't charge no $75 a day. That's for lease travelers. I said, okay, Vladimir, what you got for me? He said, you can pay $300 here, $300 here, $300 here, all of them $300. But if you don't want to pay $300 up front, we got some cheaper options, like $100, $121, then $25, for the rest of the year. That's gonna be over $300, but I understand you may want to cancel service, if you're not getting what you. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, if the day you mess up is the day I'm gonna cancel. So Vladimir, you better. And you got to earn your $25 a month around here. I don't mind paying $25 a month for the ELD, but just believe I better be getting the service that I'm expecting. I'm expecting good quality service, because if I go out here, like I may or may not do, go out here and I've been watching me some PH, some Party Hard. He talking about paying the dispatcher. I thought me and PH already went over this back before I even went to his company. I thought I told him, man, hey bro, you gotta pay the dispatcher $200. I thought I told him that back in February, back in March. Why is he just now figuring this? Come on, PH. I already told you this. I thought you was already paying the dispatcher. But anyways, he gonna offer the dispatcher some money if you give him the 8,000 gross. I think 200 is too low now, PH, to be honest with you. When I heard you say that, first thing popped in my mind, that's too low. Now 200, that ain't enough. Now time's changing, man. You done waited too long. Time's changing. Now, if you want a guarantee, if you want the best guarantee to hit them numbers, brother, $500. That's what I was thinking. I'll be honest with you. I was thinking, yeah, you may need to offer him $500. You may need to offer him $500. Let this helicopter go by. Alright. Yeah, you may need to offer $500. $350 would be my lowest. $350 to $500. But $200, I just think too many people paying $200 already. Because you're not the only one paying. Everybody paying. Matter of fact, I think you was the only one not paying, if you ask me. But I just think $200, that ain't enough. It ain't enough. And that goes for the rest of y'all. You ain't got to be at the rushes. If your truck needs to gross a little bit more money, and you got a dispatcher, and the dispatcher is dispatching you and all these other drivers, guys, you in the trucking industry, it's a dirty game. You need to cough up some money. So, dispatchers get paid. Now, don't y'all remember the dispatcher e-course, e-books they were selling? You guys need money now. These dispatchers, come on now. This is a 6-figure year. Don't y'all remember the trucking lady, $100 million lady, dispatching? How you think she made $100 million? Y'all got to pay. Got to pay. You got to pay. And they live a lavish lifestyle. Did you not notice? Oh, she got a freaking shelf full of purses. Gucci, Prada, Fendi, you know, Louis Vuitton. How's she gonna pay for all that unless you paying the dispatcher? You got to pay. So for all y'all out there that want to gross this 8, 9, 10, 12,000, it's gonna cost you. And now they can do it now because they're using DAT load board. They can do it. They can do it. No, they can absolutely do it now. I can do it right now. Shoot, let me go on DAT load board. Let me do what the Russians do. Okay, I'm right here in Nashville, Tennessee. Let's go to highest gross. What we got for the day? $3,300 up to Massachusetts, but that's only 1,000 miles. $3 a mile. Oh, my bad. That's power only. Wrong thing. Hold on. Go over to drive-in. Okay, drive-in. Okay, here we go. 4,800 over to Washington. Okay, so look, guys. 4,800. You can go 4,800 over to Washington. Right here, out of Nashville, Tennessee, or TQL got 4,000 up to Idaho. Okay, $2 a mile for both of them. You just figure out which way you want to go. You want to go up to Washington or up to Idaho. Okay, you can be there with these, you know, ELDs. What's today? Wednesday. Preferably, you need to get loaded right now and have that off by Friday. And you probably want to go to Washington. You could probably get a load out of Washington. Idaho, I don't know. Idaho with a drive-in, I don't know anything about getting freight up out of Idaho. I mean, they got freight, but on a Friday, I'd rather be in Washington. And it says there's only a 300-mile difference between Idaho and Washington. Do y'all want to see this so y'all can see what I'm looking at? So y'all don't think I'm making nothing up? Let me do it the other way. Do it this way. Y'all can see what we're looking at. Slide this shoe shine back. Okay, hold on now. So this is what I'm looking at. Okay, so Washington, Idaho. So let's just say we go with the Washington load for $4,800 at the top. So we get that by Friday. Okay, we get that by Friday. You got your 4,800, $2 a mile, drive in, no refund. All right. Now we need to find you something on Friday. Glebe, Washington. Okay, let's go Glebe, Washington. Glebe, Washington. Let's look within 200 miles. Obviously, I can't look by Friday because today is Wednesday, so I just put for the day. I put for the day and tomorrow. All right. Okay, we got some good options. We got some great options. Now, if you can get that off by Friday, 2,000 miles, you guys can do 1,000 miles today, 1,000 miles tomorrow. You ain't even got to do 1,000 miles. Probably 800 today, or maybe like 700 something today. Maybe 1,000 tomorrow, and then finish up Friday. You'll make it. You'll make it. Okay, when you get delivered on Friday, you got your 4,800 or your 4,000, whichever one you decide to go for. Now, if you went up to Washington, what we looking at, we got $5,000. You can go from Seattle, Washington to Florida. That's 4,900. Okay, that's gonna put you over your $8,000 mark. Now you may be there by Tuesday. Okay, you may be there by Tuesday. Or maybe you'll get there by Monday. I don't know. Or you can go to Virginia, out of Portland, Oregon. You'll have to deadhead about 180 miles. You guys can do a deadhead over there. That'll pay you $5,000 to go to Virginia. Okay, and if all that's too far, let's see if we can find something with less deadhead. Okay, here we go. No deadhead at all. Washington straight to PA. $4,400. So that's over $8,000 right there. Now, yes, all that's under $2 a mile, but you got your gross. You got your gross. You got the ELDs to do the freight. You go high the gross. Now the fuel bill fuel bill, it is what it is. 2,500. It's about what you probably gonna be spending. 25. I don't think you'll be at 3,000, or maybe you will be at 3,000 depending on where you get this fuel at. But you got your gross. And the same way that it took me about 2 minutes to find them loads, that's how long it take a dispatcher to find you loads. 2 minutes. They're using DAT load board. I just butchered 8,000 gross just like that. There ain't no secret to it. If it was my authority, that's how fast I can book $8,000. If I want to run that low, you know, $2 or less per mile, I make a profit off that. But am I trying to go all the way to Washington, Idaho, and all that with my truck? I ain't trying to do that with my truck, your truck, Vladimir truck, nobody truck. Nobody. Company driving, not with no driver in. Now with a reefer, it just depends on the rate. It just depends on the rate. If the rate is, I say, $2.50 or more, we can go past Denver, Colorado. If we can't get $2.50 or more anywhere to past Denver, Colorado, it ain't even no point going that way. Going across freaking Wyoming and all that, there ain't no point in all that. We're gonna go over there for some $2 a mile reefer freight, or $1.50 and all that craziness. Okay, so we got the ELD ordered up. I got some parts. If y'all watching me, well, I don't think I didn't do it on this channel. I was on Trickio channel, but I went to Freightliner yesterday, ordered some final parts for the truck. So I spent some money at Freightliner, but the parts wasn't in stock. They supposed to show up today, so that's why I'm not going nowhere, because you know, they ain't got the parts. No, I think I called Freightliner to change the order around, didn't I? And they told me the parts was in stock. Yeah, I did that yesterday on the live feed where I called that lady. Okay, so I need to go pick that up. What else? You know, I've been thinking, if I get out here and run this 8,000, 10,000 gross, my only expense, 3% to factoring, my fuel bill is gonna be lower because I'm using mud flap. I don't have to pay this. I'm not paying, you know, $4 and $5 a gallon. I don't pay any of that. My fuel like $3.30 on average. You know, if I go down to Florida, no, my bad. Let me just check and see. Let me just check and see what's going on. We'll check and see together. How about that? We'll check and see together what's going on with this fuel, because every day the price change. Okay, let's see what we got going on here. So around Nashville, I'm at, oh, y'all can't see, hold on. 313, that's usually where I get fuel. Either I get it up here in White House for 315. I just fill the tanks up. If I go towards Atlanta, we at about 330. About 330 around that Atlanta area. If we drop down and go towards Florida, we in the 330s. I'm not going to the northeast, so ain't no point in showing that. If we go over here in the mountains, let's say, what would I get fuel in Denver? Where's Denver? Salt Lake City. Denver's right here. Okay, Denver, we're still in that 330 range. We would fill up there, cross through Wyoming with a full tank. But if we had to get fuel in Wyoming, we're looking at 340, 360 at the TA. I'll probably get TA. Then if we went to Idaho, no, this is Utah, we had about 350, 370. And then if we went all the way up here, Boise, Idaho, 380. Let's see what the pump price is up there. $4.30 is the pump price. But there's no point in me showing way up here because I'm not going up here. But for all y'all that want to know, we can get 365 in Portland, Oregon. Depending which direction you go in Washington, it could be $4 or you could be in the $3 mark range. So there you have it, man. My fuel will be in the $3 a mile range. You know, my tanks are a lot bigger than these Freightliner Cascadias. I got 130 gallons on each side, so you know, if I fill up in Denver, Colorado, that should get me to deliver the load and get all the way back. So, but if it don't, you know, I can find cheap places along the way to just top the fuel tanks off. But like I said, I don't have no interest to be over there unless I'm hooked to a refill. That's about the only way I go out there with my truck. Okay, but other than that, that's just too far, man. I'm in Tennessee. That's too far, and I'm passing too many other states where I can get the load off and get some money and be gone. But with my own truck, the farthest I probably would go is Denver, Colorado, and I don't want to go to Denver, Colorado, but that's as far as I would go. Ain't no point in me going to Salt Lake City, Utah, unless I got a refill. And that's only if, you know, I can get something out of freaking one of them cold storages or something that's gonna pay some money to come back. But anyways, that's the fuel. So we got the ELD, we got the mud flap fuel out, which is free. What else are we missing? 3% factoring, mud flap fuel. I don't have any insurance payments until the end of October. That's it. That's it. That's it. Well, I guess you can tack on my new ELD fee, $25 a month. So I guess 3% factoring, $25 for the ELD, and okay, the trailer. You can tack on the trailer fee, which, you know, I won't know that until I pick up a trailer, but probably like $300. We'll say like $250 a week. $250 a week. But other than that, man, it's still cheap. If I gross $8,000, I should take home $5,000 to about $6,000. You do $8,000, subtract $2,000 for fuel, take away a little 3% for factoring, $25 ELD, and whatever the trailer fee is. I say about $5,000 should be what I make off of an $8,000 gross. You know, and then anything past that, that's just more money for me. But do I got to gross $8,000? That's the thing about, you know, having a cash truck. I don't have to gross $8,000, but I do got the ability to do it because I can drive the truck just as hard and just as fast as everybody else. You can put down 1,000 miles. I can put down 1,000 miles and do it in ghost mode because my truck doesn't require an ELD. My ELD will say whatever I want it to say because I don't have to hook it up to the truck. I can go in every scale house. They can check the ELD. They don't have no way to verify it. So, you know, not that nobody checks my ELD anyway. I mean, I ain't never had no ELD check my whole trucking career. Well, except that one time where he took my lease truck, but that was a good thing. That was a good officer right there. I need to send him a thank you letter because that's what got me out of leasing back in 2016. Shoot, boy, he did me a favor. Damn. Officer saved my life, man. I could have been a lease driver forever. But anyways, man, speaking of leasing, what time is it now? 41. I need to call up Pimpski. See about getting them lease trucks. They are sold out on their website. It don't make no sense. These people done took all the lease trucks all over the United States according to their website, but I don't know. Oh, do I look good for the men? Look, I got my OTF shirt on. I got me a little new hat. Thanks to the sponsors out there. Do I look good for the guys? Because the ladies, they impressed by, you know, me talking numbers and the revenue and how much money I can generate. The guys, what makes you guys happy is what kind of shirt ends you got on. I just went plain little shirt, little OTF shirt, you know, $4 shirt, but I know it look good though, don't it? I know the hat $2, the shirt $4, you know, but it was really free, but you know, or maybe it wasn't free. I don't know. You like the glasses too, don't you? Look, I got lined up too. Look, I look real neat, real good for you, huh? Real good for you. Hold on now. Okay. Now that we got that out the way. Yeah, man. So this ELD, It's gonna ship out today, but it's not gonna be here to probably Monday because it says 3 to 5 day ground shipping UPS. But I know they're gonna ship it out today before 1 p.m. If it comes Friday, it comes. I don't think they do deliveries on Saturdays because UPS, so I'm thinking Monday. But my plan is I'm just gonna go out there and just a full-time truck driver, get the spirit back going, and motivate the people who've been waiting and wondering, Andrew, when you gonna go do some work, man? We out here, man. Shoot, we need some motivation, cause boy, we tired. We sick and tired of this trucking. Things ain't going right. The rates ain't there, and we need some motivation. Well, I'll be coming with the motivation. I'm gonna have the motivation simply because I done got my expenses down to a $66 cell phone bill and $24 for life insurance. That's it. That's it. So I got a lot of revenue that's gonna come in, depending on my work ethic, and I get to keep. And then I got that great business plan that you guys can go look at over on the community post that ChatGPT wrote for me, because I need a new plan. I need new goals. So I went and got ChatGPT. I said, hey ChatGPT, this is what I'm thinking about doing if I start running and this revenue starting to come in. See, I told ChatGPT $3,000 a week plus, because that implies we can make more. Okay, but 3,000. If I go out here 7 days, guys, 3,000. That's my minimum. Okay, that's my minimum, and that's on the 5,000 gross, maybe even a 4,000 gross. Who knows? But you go to my channel, you go over to the community post. You guys can see, it's not gonna show you, but on the community post, you guys can see that great business plan. And oh, let me show that logo. CAJ Property Rehab Division. That's right. That's right, because it's hard. It's hard to get a mortgage nowadays, Hard on your boy. Hard on the truck driver. So, doing the math, brother 1099, self-employed. I got to claim all this income, and when I claim all this income, that involves sending the IRS some check for about $10,000. Then I got to put a down payment down on the mortgage, 3.5% up to 10%. More 10% would be the best if you're gonna do FHA. Don't do that 3.5, because then it's gonna tack on more fees. Shoot, 10%. So 10% on 100,000. That's another 10,000. Now you got $20,000, and you're stuck with a mortgage. You just drive the truck and get $30,000 more. You can just get the deed to a house around here. So that's what I'm looking to do, man. That's what I'm looking to do. I think that sounds better. Now, like I said, I got the expenses low. Ain't got no kids, no child support, no alimony. The women, they don't know I'm finna disappear on them, but we'll use them up. We'll use them up this weekend. We'll use them up and then go poof, just like that. We'll spend a little bit more time with them this weekend. We ain't gonna tell them nothing, because they won't see when we tell them something, they get the boo-hooing and oh, don't leave me. It's gonna get hard. Oh, it's gonna get hard. Oh, it's gonna get real hard when I'm gone. It's gonna get real hard when I'm gone. But I'll be back in the future. I don't know when though. I don't know when. It's gonna get hard. Trust me. I know. Shoot, because now they got going hang around the real broke boys, the po boys. Let them tell it. Shoot, the po boys all look nice. The dope boys, the po boys, they all look nice. They dress nice, way nicer than me, boy. I mean, they be whoo, geez, they be drop top. The YNs, they be drop top. They got the AK-47 in their pants, boy. But they be broke, boy. They be they be broke, son. That fit now, son. That crack cocaine. That's what they doing. Shoot, boy, hard out here in these streets. Hard. Ain't nobody buying that shoe shine. Ain't nobody buying that crap from them. Yeah, but they look nicer to me. They got the brand new J's on and $300 shoes and stuff, boy. They look like they making some money, but they ain't. Well, I done gave y'all 30 minutes about that oil field situation. My insurance agent said for $68, no, I think it's $86. For $86, I can, they'll give me a $1 million general liability policy. And I can go out there and try, the bots work and see how it is. And I don't even want to pay the $86. Not that they ain't got the money, because the money ain't due right now. The money ain't due 30 days from now. But I talked to the lady on the phone. My concern is not how much work you got. That's not my concern. I understand, you know, I get paid, you know, next day because I can factor all these loads. So, you know, me in the oil field, that's a good thing we got. We get paid. So, like, how you guys got to wait a week or two, you know, because you leased on to the company. All the boxes I deliver, I get paid the next morning. So, that's wonderful for me. But the problem is, what are we going to get paid? I don't want to hear nothing about Halliburton set the prices. I know they set the prices, but you know what the prices are. That's what I'm saying. I know the fracking company's always been setting the prices. That's how it always been. I told y'all for the longest, they set the prices. All the carriers got the same rates, and until ProFrac started doing this bid sheet crap where all these carriers started bidding for lanes, and then it just went to free. You start working for free. Halliburton, they didn't do nothing like that. They didn't do no bid sheet. They still paying all the carriers the same rates. So that's the good thing about Halliburton. However, Halliburton has always been not the best paying, you know, company to work with. So usually it in my experience since 2017 to now, it's always been a waste of time. The only time it's not a waste of time with Halliburton is if you literally can load and go, load, deliver, and go without stopping. Because you got to work on volume with Halliburton. You know, you can't be waiting on no wheel, ain't no staging pad. No, it can't be wheel, can't be over trucked and all that. None of that. So, and she talking like they just got all this work. I don't know, because what moves me is money. See, I get paid. I need cash to operate my business. I ain't got no Mr. Charlie. You know, I ain't got no, you pay the fuel today and it'll come out your settlement 2 weeks from now. I ain't got none of that. It costs me to go down there. But to leave the house is $86 just for the insurance. Then the freaking, well, I take a load down there, so it really ain't gonna cost, but still though, shoot, if I hit the bobtail, it's gonna cost some money. And then I'm too impatient, man. You know, I'm not gonna, me knowing how the oil field work, I'm not gonna be sitting around, you know, listening to the drivers saying their favorite line. It's gonna get better, Andrew. Now this week was slow, but it's gonna get better. Brother, I've been hearing that since 2017. It's not gonna get better. It ain't gonna get faster. Let me see your check. You'll check $1,200. I don't want to hear nothing about, well, last week I got less loads because I started on, no. Next week ain't gonna be any better. If you check $1,200, it's gonna be $1,200 next week, the following week, and the rest of life. I done heard this crap for too many years. The reason why my check low, no. Whatever your check is, that's what I'm gonna be expecting. It ain't getting better. It ain't getting better. It only get worse as the time go by in trucking. Rates only goes down in the toilet. We already in the toilet. It's just the flush is not working. The water ain't refilling, so they trying to flush us down, you know, to get us out of here. The flush ain't working right now. They trying to figure out why the pipes, I guess maybe a clog in the pipes or something, they ain't filling up the back of the toilet so they can flush us down. But we in the toilet already. But like Lewis said, well Andrew, we'll think of it from this perspective. You ain't even got to drive your truck. You can just lease a bunch of drivers on and have them spin their wheels. I mean, hell, it's already drivers out there, Andrew. They fine with the rates, the ones that's already out there. You just pay them faster. Instead of them waiting 1 2 weeks in the hole, you just pay them next day, same day. They'll be happy to work for you. You just charge them the same percentage as every other company, you know, same insurance thing, you know, everything's the same. I said, well, that's a good idea too. But I don't like screwing drivers over and overcharging and all this. I'm not looking to get rich off no truck driver, you know. Lewis know how I am. Shoot, I wasn't looking to get rich off them. I'm looking at how can we make a lot of money. That's what I'm looking at, you know. But you know, they don't want to talk no money. But anyways, I finna get up off of here. Y'all comment, subscribe, like, and I'll be back with another video later on.